there, this is Joe from SquareXO and this is episode 78. I'm joined by Rebecca.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello.
And today, before we start, don't forget to follow us at squarexo.co.uk where you'll see all our latest reviews. There's absolutely tons of them, so check out our website because there's too many to mention. We're on twitter.com/square_XO and you can back us at patreon.com/squarexo. Backing us at Patreon will get you access to all sorts of goodies like t-shirts and mugs and badges if you want to back us at certain levels. There's also, I was going to say there's a Patreon lottery, but that's not at the moment. It's only when we hit a certain goal and we aren't at that goal at the moment. But we do have our SquareXO extra episode as well, which you get for your Patreon. So yeah, good stuff. And don't forget, we're on iTunes, Podbean, I forgot to name it there, and Spotify, and youtube.com/Johnson. If you can give us a like and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated because it means YouTube's algorithm will mean that people can find us easier. Yep, so that's that. So enough of that. Let's get on with it. And the gaming news. Okay, where was I? Right. I'm very organised today, you can tell, can't you?
Yeah.
Okay, right, gaming news. It was here, it's disappearing from my iPad for some reason. Here it is. November. PlayStation Plus games include Bulletstorm, Yakuza Kiwami. Hope I said that right. Has anybody ever played Yakuza Kiwami?
No.
Bulletstorm?
Nope.
No, I didn't think anybody had played Bulletstorm. I've played Bulletstorm, I think. Did that not come out on 360? I think it did. It was by a sort of subsidiary of Epic Games, I think. People Can Fly or something like that. I can't remember. It's something like that. They done a sort of their own series, which was to do with Epic Games. But I sort of remember playing it, but I think it was an Xbox 360 I played though. So I don't know. But yeah, worth a try, I guess. I think it was remastered for PS4 and Xbox One, so this is obviously the remastered version that's on PS Plus. So yeah, maybe worth just checking out since if you've got PS Plus anyway, I guess. Also, Overcooked 2's Surf and Turf DLC is out. We've actually reviewed that now, it's on the website. I like Overcooked 2, that's a good game. Apparently the new DLC is really, really tough though.
The main game is really tough, so
yeah, I know.
You can see that being a thing.
Apparently this is even worse. So that'll be fun. So I'll try that out at some point. Apparently it leaked during the week that there's a Harry Potter game in development. It's not developed by Rocksteady, but a different studio. I think there was a wee video or something. I've not saw the video personally because I never bothered to look at it. But apparently it looks quite graphically intense, I guess is the word. It looks quite impressive, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could be interesting. A proper story game Harry Potter rather than just one that's made of Lego.
Yeah, be really good. So there's a lot they can do with the universe, isn't it? So it'd be quite good to see where it goes.
Yeah, it'd be quite interesting. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one. PS4 owners get a timed exclusive Red Dead Redemption 2 horse.
A horse. I love it.
Yeah, a horse. We're so happy. A horse. I don't know. I don't really know what that's got to do with it. Why would you want an exclusive horse? Any horse? Isn't every horse kind of exclusive to itself?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's got, that horse is different from that horse. How different can it be?
It's just so people who are thinking
of course,
getting
it's a talking
Xbox,
horse.
get it on PlayStation, isn't it?
I think it's that it's trying to get PlayStation, without kind of being too kind of favouring PlayStation kind of thing. This is just a horse.
Maybe it's a blue horse with PlayStation symbols.
Oh god.
That would
A
be quite
rocking
interesting.
horse. Doesn't go anywhere, you just get to go woo back and forward. That'd be fun. I'd prefer that exclusive rocking horse, I think.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah. Square has dated The Forge, which is the new DLC for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's coming out in November. Excited for that, Nicole?
I've not bought Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, you've not bought it? See,
no, I decided I'm waiting till Christmas, so...
I'm waiting till Christmas as well.
I was just thinking you were the Shadow of the Tomb Raider fangirl sort of thing.
No, literally, I kind of planned it out the other week. The only games I'm buying for myself before Christmas are Fallout 76, Spyro, and it was Assassin's Creed. Those were the only games, because I need to get Fallout for 2 consoles, so I need to kind of prioritise.
Yeah, well, I reckon Shadow of Tomb Raider will probably be quite cheap by the time Christmas comes out. Generally give it 2 months and it's about 20 quid. So that's why I thought, I'm just waiting. I'll probably get it later on this one as well.
Yeah.
So that's probably why its sales have suffered a wee bit. The 3 of us are thinking, we're all waiting. Then it's probably the case for a lot of people. PlayStation now has got the Elder Scrolls Online, Sniper Elite 4 and more. So that's getting bigger and bigger every week. And finally, we've got the gaming charts. Right. Gaming charts. Oops, hold on. Let me just put that mouse down before I wreck the show. Okay, right. FIFA 19 is unsurprisingly number 1 this week, even though it came out last week. So it beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is a new entry at number 2. Forza Horizon 4, which is a new entry at number 3. Spider-Man is down from number 2 to number 4. And Mario Party is a new entry at number 5. Shadow of Tomb Raider is down to 6. Tekken, number 7. Crash Bandicoot, number 8. Project Cars, number 9. Where is it? Where is it?
Is it number 10?
GTA is number 10.
It's still there.
Wow.
Still in the top 10. But it's got a bit lower this week, which is crazy. A few more new entries. Fist of the North Star, number 21. And Astro Bot Rescue Mission is number 22. So yeah, that's about it for the gaming charts. Okay, right. I wanted to talk about backwards compatibility. I know we've done it before, but then that's why this episode's called Backwards 2. So there you go. So,
God.
Sony's done a patent in 2016 for a PlayStation. For PlayStation, it was Sony America. It doesn't say which console, but basically this patent would allow them live remastering of textures and audio from old games, replacing them on the fly with new ones. So the way this would work is each asset in a game is kind of, I guess we'll just to simplify it, we'll say each asset's numbered. So they can call that asset in a game, say number 2 or whatever, and take that out and replace it with a new number 2, and then the game will sort of continue to keep working. So basically, they just take out the old graphics and put in the new graphics.
Okay.
And they can do that with the audio as well. Make the audio better. So it could kind of just replace each bit of the game bit by bit, I guess, until it's all getting new bits in it. So I thought that was quite interesting, Peyton. But that was filed in November 2016, so it's quite a while ago that was filed. But it got me thinking, and I've kind of done a poll, which is loads of views about backwards compatibility. I know we've talked about it before, well, PlayStation 4 games play on PS5. I know in the past we've talked about that, and of course they're going to. I mean, that's a no-brainer. There's no way they're going to release a new console and it won't play the PS4 games, purely because they're based on the same architecture. But I was just thinking, what about the other consoles? What about PS3? What about PS2 and PS1? What if they released a PS5 that would just play all of them?
Gosh, that would be something, wouldn't it?
That would make so many remasters seem so pointless in terms of like playing a remaster so you can, buying a remaster just so you can play it on your current console. If they just did, oh, here's everything you can play it on the PS5, you'd be like, oh, I just spent these 5 remastered games and I could have just played the original ones.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it in Xbox. You can play Xbox and Xbox 360 games, and the remasters still exist.
That's true.
So I don't think that really will come into it. I think I don't really know. I mean, the stumbling block for me, I can see them doing it with PS1, PS2 because they could just use emulators. But PS3 is the stumbling block for me because of the cell processor. I don't see how they're going to ever get PlayStation 3 games on a console if they couldn't do it with PS4. I mean, there's no PS3 game. You can't go and play a PS3 Classic or whatever on PS4 unless it's remastered, can you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they've not been able to do it now, it makes you think maybe they're not going to be able to do it on PS5 either.
No, I mean, I think there's definitely a place for it though. Like, I mean, when you think about kind of people generally, they kind of, I know quite a few people anyway that kind of when they get a new console, they sell their old ones, so they kind of rule out that ability to play older games. And I mean, I think no matter how many kind of new games you play, you always have that kind of want to play games that you like played a while ago. Like I always have a moment where I kind of think, oh, I really want to play like Croc or something, because you just need something lighthearted that takes you back kind of thing, and it kind of makes you appreciate games now. And I mean, I think with that market, I think it would be a really good idea if they could kind of implement a way that you could play kind of all the generations of PlayStation on one console. But I mean, like you say, I think technically it might be a bit difficult, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to find our poll just to see. I think we had quite a lot of votes. It was only a little quick poll post this morning. Yeah, 158 votes, which is and it's quite close. I mean, I wrote, will PS5 play PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games? What do you think? And it's like, hey, got 158 votes. 34% say PS4 games only. 19% say all of them except PS3 games. 26% say all PS games will be available on it, and 21% say none. So there's quite a mixed bag there about what people think, isn't there? I don't know if that's people's expectations or if it's really just generally what they think.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who hasn't played PS3 games, Rebecca, would you welcome it? Would you like to see that?
I think every PS3 game I wanted to play, I've played on the PS4. So it wouldn't really be a thing. Well, I guess actually Dead Space is on my Xbox. So there's not really anything where I would, necessarily want it to be included in backwards compatibility. But that's just because my main interest of the library is the PS4 library, just because that's the one that I started out with. So I've sort of just accepted that these are the games that are available to me, and if I want to play PS3 games, PS2 games, I have to wait for them to either be remastered or I have to try and find another way to play them, which is what I've done with my Xbox. Everything that's not been remastered, like the Dead Space trilogy, I've just bought on Xbox 360 and I just play it backwards compatible on the Xbox. So I mean, the only main PS3 games I really wanted to play were Last of Us. I really wanted to play Heavy Rain. I really wanted to play Beyond Two Souls, and everything else just sort of naturally got remastered or remade to the PS4. So I think if I had, used the PS3 for a long period of time and I'd seen the catalogue and I'd seen all the games they had to offer, I'd probably have more of a stronger opinion about it. But because the catalogue that I started gaming with is already existent and is already available, it's a bit different for me. There's not really anything in the catalogue of the PS3 that I've really thought, oh, I need that. I really want to play that. I mean, and if there has, like I said, I've gone out of my way to go and get it. So it's an interesting one from my point of view because I don't really have any nostalgia with the PS3. for me, it's just the previous console. So mine's a bit of an interesting viewpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you not like say if you had to sell your PS4 to obviously get a PS5, would you not be upset or bothered, or like say if they didn't allow PS4 games to play, would that not? Would it not bother you that you wouldn't be able to kind of reminisce?
Yeah, but then, like I said, it's just because I've not had that reminiscent values with the PS3 catalog. But if it happened with the PS4, which I've had for the last 4 years, and I've played a lot of games from, and I've there's a lot of games in that catalog that I think I'll get around to playing that one day. So I can see where it's coming from, but because I don't have any first-hand experience of it, it's tricky for me to get into that mind frame and like channel a response, because at the minute everything's kind of perfect for me in terms of gaming. The things I want to play I already own, and I'm quite lucky that I have an extension that I can just think, oh, this is an exclusive, so I'll play it on this one, and oh, this one does backwards compatibility, so I'll get it on the Xbox. So I'm quite lucky in that retrospect. But yeah, like you said, I think I'd be upset if I think I'd just keep a PS4. I have to go and buy another one.
I guess there could be a way around it because you can play PS3 games via PS Now, can't you? So if they let you, if they just goes all our PS3 games for PS Now or free or whatever, if you get PS5, then that would be a way around it, I guess, and then they could either that or PS Now could just be free, or something maybe included with Plus or whatever. So when you get PS5 and you get Plus, then you have the access to PS1, PS2, PS3 games, plus your PS4 games will already work with the console. So I guess there's ways they could do it. I mean, streaming might not be for everyone, but I mean, it would be a way around it. And I mean, Microsoft just announced today a new thing called Project X or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it, but basically it lets you play your Xbox games on iPad and any device really that you want to play them on. So it's kind of similar to PS Now, I guess, in that respect, or remote play. So I mean, there's ways around. Maybe they could get the old games onto the system, and I think they should do that with PS5 because it's a good way of sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of keep like history, like library, like reserving them or whatever. I know the word I'm looking for, but I can't find it in my mouth. But just a good way of keeping them all one place, and then that's your sort of gaming history right there in one console, which is quite cool. It's got walking into a museum when you open your PlayStation up, turn it on.
But that would give it quite the edge, wouldn't it? If you could just literally go on a PS5. I mean, 5's a round number as well, so who knows, maybe they'll do it so you can kind of explore a whole PlayStation library kind of from one console. But I mean, I don't know. I think there's going to be focus with PS Now, though. I think that's probably the way they're going to go if they're going to implement anything like that.
Because they are listening. I mean, they listened with crossplay. They've listened with quite a lot of things, and they know people want this. That it sounds like they're going to be listening with changing names as well. There's rumours that you'll be able to change your PSN name. So this is another big one. Backwards compatibility. So I'm sure they're listening, and I'm sure they'd love to do it if they could get PS3, PS2, and PS1 games on the PS5. I'm sure day one, I'm sure they'd love it. They'd love to do it, even if they could sell them. Like they would do it. Even go, there you go. You can buy all these classics £2 each, or whatever. It would make them money.
Yeah, it'd make a killing. It would make a killing.
And I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't personally expect. I'd expect it for PS4 games just to work. And I'd expect any digital games I own on PS4 to work in PS5 without having to buy them again because they're digital games. So I'd expect that. And maybe even if I own digital games on PS3, which I have hundreds, then they could maybe go, well, look, he owns that one, and it just sort of converts or whatever. Because they do that with SingStar, that if you own songs on SingStar and PS3, you're able to use them in PS4. Because the license converts. So I'm sure there's a way they can do it for the games as well. But I wouldn't really expect, because it's sold, the PS1, PS2, I wouldn't really expect games that you own in them not to have to buy them again. I mean, because if you, for instance, have bought a CD or whatever, and then a new version of that CD comes out, you don't get it for free, do you? You have to buy it again. So
Yeah.
why should it be any different for games? Shouldn't
Yeah.
you? Should it? So I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll have to,
Right,
yeah.
let's move on. And can I imagine we've all been playing some games, so Rebecca can tell us what she's been playing first then.
I've only really been playing one thing, but it's an Xbox exclusive, so I'll talk about it, but I won't go into like massive detail. Downloaded Game Pass on Xbox, which I really think is quite a good idea. So I'll have a look through all the titles on there, and I downloaded Forza Horizon 4. It's not really my sort of thing, and just like I said with F1 2018 when I reviewed that, it's a racing game, and I like driving, but I prefer driving in real life to actually sitting down and driving. I'm much more drawn to games or platformers or puzzlers, things that you don't do in everyday life. But I think that the world is so well mapped out, and it's not just the only opportunity you drive is you drive, in races. So the main thing I like is that you can literally drive around Britain, and it's really expansive and really rich environments. It's not just you're at a race and then you're at another race and you're just going around a race course, which is why I think that F1 2018 was a bit grating for me, because it's just literally a race course, whereas this is the world. Once you finish a race, you can just drive wherever you want. There's stunts and things for you to do. There's different types of races. There's things all over the map that you can go and explore. So I'm really enjoying that, and I think that it's interesting because it is literally so different to what I would normally play. I've been talking to a lot of people about this on Twitter too. I'm sort of not sure about Assassins. I really want to play it. And I know Nicole's going to talk about it in a second. So I just wanted to say, I'm really torn because I like the look of it. I really like open world RPGs, and I love The Witcher, and I really like Far Cry. So I like the look of it, and I like the structure of it. But because it's an Assassin's Creed game, I've heard a lot of people, saying that, they're not really set in their structure anymore. They're not really Assassin's Creed games. Or people have said, yes, you need to start at the beginning. That's like the best way to work through it. People are saying start at Origins because that's the beginning chronologically. People are saying start at the very beginning. So I'm interested to hear what Nicole's got to say about Odyssey, because every single time it's released, and it was the same with Origins last year, I get really tempted, but I never actually follow through with it because I'm so unsure about the nature of the game and if it really is something that I would like. So yeah, that's it.
I see. I mean, I played Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I was just going to make sure I was getting the name right there, but yeah, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Although I've played the very, very first Assassin's Creed, but I think what others did I play? Assassin's Creed 2. I might have played 3. I don't know. But I didn't. I don't think I played Unity or
That's not a bad thing, don't worry.
A few of the others, do you know what I mean? But even just from memory, jump from Assassin's Creed to Syndicate, I didn't think it really mattered. I don't think you miss much by going from one to the other because they're kind of like their own story. I don't think it really matters that much. I just kind of wonder. I mean, I want to play Odyssey 2. It is in the house. Someone in the house owns it. So I've got the opportunity, but I don't know. To me, just looking from the outside in, I like the look of it. It looks more RPG than ever to me.
Yep.
So that appeals to me, but it kind of feels like it's gone away from Assassin's Creed almost. I mean, I don't know because I've not played it, but it just kind of, I get that feeling it's not as Assassin's Creedy as the first one was or whatever.
Yeah.
But so I might check it out.
Nicole's
but
got
we may as well let Nicole talk about it before I tell you what I've been playing because she's desperate.
Yeah, you can just see I'm aching to say stuff, can't you? But yeah, no, before I kind of go into the whole Creed extravaganza, I kind of just want to talk about what else I've been playing, which is Hollow Knight, which I've been telling Becky to play.
It's so good.
Yeah, but I've kind of I had to review it for the Daily Star because it was the only place I could get a code for it for. But so I was kind of put off by it originally because obviously it's got quite a common comparison to obviously Dark Souls, and I'm not a big fan of the Dark Souls franchise. I haven't played it before. I'm less kind of drawn to more difficult games because I tend to find that when I get frustrated with a game, I'll put it down and I'll forget about it because it'll annoy me. But Hollow Knight is it's something incredible, and I cannot put into words how great it is. I was struggling when I was doing my review because I just wanted to play this game because otherwise you're missing out because it's fantastic. But it's just everything. It's got everything. Like, you've got the sense of accomplishment from beating bosses. It's kind of one of those games that you don't want to tackle kind of battle encounters recklessly. You want to take a step back, be patient, kind of assess attack patterns and stuff.
Bloodborne.
Literally, yeah. Like, it's insane. It's really, really good, and I am getting a sense of enjoyment from it. And I like the fact that it's got this really kind of atmospheric vibe. It's really dark, and there's just small things throughout that really just continue to echo this really kind of mysterious, dark vibe. And you go to at a first glance, it looks like a really kind of simple, just as like a plain game. It doesn't look like there's much to explore, but you kind of as you kind of go further into Hallownest, which is the setting, you kind of explore these places. And I love the fact that they're also unique. It doesn't feel mundane when you're playing it. It just feels you want to explore and see these new areas. And I can't big it up enough. It's such a good game. If you've not played Hollow Knight, please play it because it is absolutely fantastic. And for the price as well, it's a worthwhile experience. I'm savoring every second of it. It's fantastic. But yeah, like kind of pressing on to Assassin's Creed. I've seen all the talk as well on Twitter because I think everyone's kind of drawn in with this RPG road that the series has kind of gone down now. And everyone's saying, oh, do I start with Origins? Do I start with Odyssey? Or do I venture back? And I mean, I've played pretty much every Assassin's Creed bar 1 or 2, and their spin-off ones. I've been a big fan of the franchise for as long as I can remember. And as much as I want to tell you that you should probably go back and play like the older games because there's so much enjoyment that I got from them. Like, when you take into account Assassin's Creed 2, it had one of the best stories of the franchise. In comparison to just looking at Odyssey and Origins, you'd be incredibly like frustrated to kind of go back and see how clumsy the other games are. I mean, when I was playing Rogue Remastered in between playing Origins, I was in a frame of mind where I wanted to like throw my controller out my window because the free run is absolutely dreadful, and you see how far it's come. But I'd say start with Origins, just because you'd get an even bigger like sense of appreciation for Odyssey. Because Odyssey, I thought from when Becky and I played it at EGX, it was just going to be an Origins clone with a kind of Greek skin, like ancient Greek skin on it. But it's so much more. They've really kind of expanded the RPG side of it. It's phenomenal. It's so much more expansive, but not in a bad way. It's kind of have you played Black Flag, Joe? Did you say or?
Yeah, I think I played I don't think I've got really into it, completed it sort of thing, but I played it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'd say it's like Origins meets Black Flag. So you've got this kind of you've got the naval part of it, but it's not a bad thing because it's so subtly intertwined that it's just fantastic. I mean, I've been playing it at my other half's where he's taken Alexius's story and I've taken Cassandra's. And I mean, they're not massively different, but still I think the option there is kind of good because it kind of makes it feel like an RPG even more because it's kind of your choice. It's like you're playing a different role. It's just fantastic. It's so good. I can't big it up enough. Like, you need to play them. They're really, really good. I can't wait to review it. I haven't played much. I've been mainly watching Alexius side because I like having the opportunity to kind of use an analytic eye from when I'm not playing it because I find I'm taking in more as opposed to just thinking, oh, I'll jot that down later and then completely forgetting. But it's fantastic. And as much as, like I said, I want to say go back and play the other ones, I'd say start from Origins because I think going back to the old ones after seeing how amazing these new games are, that it'd be nothing more than frustrating and just kind of make you think. I don't think you'd get the enjoyment. I think their kind of days are gone now, and I think where the series is headed now, it may not be Assassin's Creedy as based on the image it's kind of developed to date and how it's seen now. It's not the same, but that's not a bad thing, I don't think. Just play them. They're pretty good, really good.
So play everything you've played this week then. Hollow Knight and
Yep, Hollow Knight, Assassin's Creed. Go out, buy them, play them.
I've been playing FIFA. I won't talk about that. What else? I'm sure there was. I know the main one, but I was just trying to think what else. I'm sure there was one in between FIFA and. Damn it, my brain's terrible. Right, I remember FIFA. FIFA was fun. I'll just talk about the other one, Astro Bot Rescue Mission for PlayStation VR. It's fantastic. It's such a good game. It's got the Mario of VR. It's that good. It's got literally playing a Mario game in VR. You just kind of looking down on the world, but obviously it's all surrounding you. And the idea of the game is just to rescue these little bots who are your crew members who've sort of been spread across different worlds by this evil being. So he just kind of, your spaceship's got like this VR headset on it, and he just kind of ripped it off and broke it into pieces and created different worlds, and all your crew members just got spread along all these worlds. So you go in to about, I think it's 5 different worlds. Within each world there's about 5 sections in a boss fight, and obviously each level was different in the way you'd expect a Mario game to be, where there's different challenges and puzzles and enemies to fight and stuff. It's so good. I mean, it's been getting 9s on Metacritic, and it deserves them totally. I was a bit cynical before I reviewed it, going, not sure about that. But no, it's probably the best VR game I've played. It's probably the sort of game, if somebody goes, what game would you say you should buy a VR for? I'd say that one, personally.
Really?
Yeah, it's just that good.
Big statement.
It's absolutely brilliant. Really, really good game. So yeah, the graphics is good as well. That's what I like about it. I mean, it just looks. Some VR games can look a bit iffy, but this one just looks fantastic. So it does. It's such a good game. Really, really good. I can't remember. I swear there's something else I played. But it couldn't have been that memorable because I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember it.
I can't remember what it was. Definitely FIFA. Definitely that. Don't remember what else. So I won't bother talking about it because I don't know what it was. There's no point, is there? There's no point talking about it if you don't know what it is. Okay, we'll move on. Let's go play the drop then, because we've got a wee bit of time to do that, and there's not really that many games out this week actually. I think it's all slowing down because of PlayStation, not PlayStation, Red Dead Redemption and Black Ops.
Yeah.
I think people just tend to try and avoid those games, so you don't really get a lot of releases around them. But let's have a look what's coming out then. And Rebecca, you can just lead the way with the score for the first one, which is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. We'll start with the big one. Black Ops is back, featuring gritty, grounded, fluid multiplayer combat, the biggest zombies offering ever, with 3 undead adventures at launch, and Blackout, where Black Ops comes to life in one massive battle royale Fortnite clone.
The battle royale thing is so weird. I really don't know what to make of the battle royale thing. I think it might lose a few points for that, so I'll say 75. I don't know what it normally gets.
I think it'll score quite high because everyone's been ranting and raving about it. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I think Black Ops generally is just one of these things that scores well, but we'll see, won't we? Right, the Sega, whatever you want to call it, the Sega One Complete. To celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Sega series, the groundbreaking game that started it all returns for modern consoles in beautiful HD. Relive the expanded adventures of Guarahao, Etna, and Fawn in the Sega One Complete. There you go. I'm guessing those names. But what do you reckon, Nicole?
I actually reviewed it.
I knew she reviewed it. She was laughing.
It's pronounced Disgaea, I think.
Disgaea.
Yeah, so I had to look it up, so I was just like, I don't know how to say that. I actually scored it very high. So I'm just going to kind of keep with that and give it a 9 because it's fantastic.
Yeah, we reviewed it as well. I think we gave it a 9 actually.
It's good. It's really, really good.
So yeah, so there you go. That's right then. Evasion. Experience the next generation of VR combat with Evasion, an intense sci-fi bullet hell shooter. Run, dodge, and unleash devastating surge attacks. Play solo or team up to save an embattled colony from swarms of lethal Optera. Optera? Yeah, we'll go with that. Evasion. Kind of sounds quite fun from that description. So based on the description alone, I'm going to give it an 8. The Exorcist Legion VR Episodes 4 and 5. The Exorcist Legion VR is a fully interactive multi-chapter story set in the world created by horror maestro William Peter Blatty. Delve deep into the heart of the supernatural and uncover secrets leading towards a terrifying final confrontation. Do you reckon, Rebecca?
5. So it's like parts. I'll say 67.
67. Right, it's another VR one for you, Nicole.
Yay.
Home Sweet Home. Inspired by Thai mythology and beliefs, Home Sweet Home throws players into a dark and twisted labyrinth where a messiah of fear fills the air. Dread bleeds through cracks in the ceiling and seeps down towards the broken floorboards. God, that sounds like a game I'd be avoiding at all costs. Sounds a bit too scary.
Well, I don't know. That's kind of some people's kink, isn't it? Getting scared out their wits. So I'm going to give it like 7.5, 75.
Okay, Mark of the Ninja Remastered. In Mark of the Ninja Remastered, learn what it is to truly be a ninja. You must be silent, agile, and clever to outwit opponents in a world of gorgeous scenery, flowing animation, with cursed tattoos giving you heightened senses. That sounds quite good. I'm going to give that a 8.5, I think. I'm generous this week. My Memory of Us. My Memory of Us is a reminiscence of a friendship between a boy and a girl, a friendship made during tough times of terror, pain, and exclusion in a world where people were forced to live in two artificially detached worlds. That's your one, Rebecca.
This one I think looks nice. 77.
Yeah, it's got quite interesting looking graphics based on the artwork that I can see here. Right, Nicole, is this one that you might like? I don't know. I get the feeling this is one you'd like, but maybe not. Space Hulk Tactics is a faithful adaptation of the board game Space Hulk, bringing a unique twist to the cult classic formula. Battle is either a squad of Terminator Space Marines or deadly alien gene stealers.
I'm very torn because I've heard this is actually meant to be like an improvement, but just in how kind of Games Workshop games can go, I'm going to give it like a 68 because they're just usually above average. So
fair enough. We will be reviewing this one. No, what? I can't stand Games Workshop. Oh man, I can't stand that shop. My friends, when I was growing up, and my good friends, we were all sort of into Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and all that, so we would play a lot of role-play games, and we'd do that every night. It was brilliant, but they also liked their tabletop games, and I couldn't stand them, and I couldn't stand that shop, because every time I went in it, they were always rabbiting on about these figures. And eventually I just end up standing outside waiting on them because I refuse to go in it.
When you get into it, because my other half's quite into it, and I was at first like, I was kind of like you, I was just like, it's not really my thing. when you kind of start, you can't stop with it. I've got so invested in it now that I've spent so much money, it's ridiculous. I'm not even going to it.
I used to paint some of the figures and stuff that we'd have, but nah, it wasn't for me. I just couldn't stand. Maybe it was the Glasgow shop, I don't know, but I just didn't like it. I just refused to go in, and I would just wait outside. I don't know. Super Blackjack Battle 2 Turbo, the Card Warriors. Invited by the owner of the largest casino in Las Vegas and the godfather of the local most influential crime family, each character will face the others in a game of cards. Only the best will challenge the godfather himself in the final match. What do you reckon, Rebecca?
40.
That sounded a bit, to be
I
fair.
don't know. I don't know if you mean.
Okay, last one. WWE 2K19. WWE 2K19 is the latest entry to the flagship WWE video game franchise, showcasing a massive roster of popular WWE superstars, legends, and Hall of Famers. Experience authentic WWE gameplay, creation options, and more. What do you reckon, Nicole? That one's yours.
75, I guess, is one of those games that has a following, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
I guess it does.
Not my taste personally,
again,
but you know.
No. Again, not my sort of thing, but hey, each to their own and all that. Okay, right, have we got anything else to talk about before we wrap up?
SquareXO October.
Yes, that's a good thing that I probably forgot to mention last week. Don't forget, hashtag SQXO October to enter your screenshots to win this month a cool PlayStation 1 memory card bottle opener. It's really cool. It's really heavy as well.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It's a really cool prize, and also a canvas of your screenshot as well, which is pretty awesome. If you're watching on YouTube, I've got one here I took earlier. Dark Side is one this is that I just printed my screenshot. You can't see it very well on the camera probably, but it's bloody awesome. So yeah, I must take some more. I just love buying these canvases with my screenshots now. I just sent you guys a link so you can get your own as well.
I know.
About a month later, when you goes, oh, you need to send me that link, and it's took me about a month to actually remember to send the link.
I'll go back on Ratchet and Clank and just my walls are going to be plastered.
But yeah, they're pretty cool. So yeah, I like that. I like being able to do that. So I'll no doubt be getting more Dark Sides ones. It's pretty cool. I think good way to sort of keep your screenshots as well. If you like your screenshots, then it's a good way to do it. Whether they're actually made to be printing them because of copyright and all that, I don't know, but they're doing it, so hey, I'm not complaining. I'll just take them while they're doing it, why not? Okay, so don't forget to enter that. Don't forget to back us on patreon.com/SquareXO if you can. If not, just follow us on there. Follow us. It all helps following us on youtube.com/JohansonWaters. Subscribe there, give us likes, give us nice reviews on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, wherever you listen, just give us nice reviews. Follow us on twitter.com/square_XO, any of that sort of stuff. Visit our website, read the reviews. All of that helps. Don't necessarily need money, just love.
Yeah.
That helps. You do that, then it's really appreciated. Okay, so sorry, I think this has been a bit of a shorter show than usual, but oh well, you can't rabbit on forever all the time, can you? We'll be back next week for episode 79. In the meantime, we'll see you later. Thanks for now. Bye.
Bye.